Right, I'm interviewing. My name's Andy Walker. I'm a campaigner for keeping King George A&E open. I'm interviewing Hilda today, who's a Chadwell Heath resident who's had three experiences of the local NHS, which I think are of interest to the local community. One is a visit to King George, another a visit to her GP, and the third is her experience of the community treatment team. Now, Hilda, you was telling me earlier in the week about an experience you had at King George A&E. Can you tell me what happened when you went to King George A&E,
Well, I was
please?
very unwell on a Sunday evening, and I sat here thinking, oh, well, you know, this awful nausea will pass, but it didn't. So my hands were shaking badly, and I had a very bad pain in the bottom of my spine, back on the bottom of my back. Anyway, I eventually rang 999. Paramedics arrived, looked at me and said, we think you have a bladder infection. We'll take you into the hospital because we have no way of assessing. So we got into the ambulance and I said, are we going to Queen's? And they said, no, we're going to King George. I said, good, because that's near my home. Get into King George's Hospital about 10 o'clock at night. And I sat in a wheelchair. They pushed me into a department and I sat there till nearly 4 o'clock in the morning. They did bring me a cup of tea, and I had said to a couple of the nurses, I've been here since 10 o'clock. Yes, they said, we know, but we're rushed off our feet. About 4 o'clock in the morning, they came to me and they said, we think you'll be more comfortable laying down. And I thought, yes, I will. Right. And that was my experience of going into King George's. Right. Once I got into the ward, that was okay. Right. And they treated me. I did have a very bad bladder infection, and they treated me intravenously with antibiotics. Right. And after 4 days, I came home. Right. End of conversation.
So that seems, from what I can understand, once you was admitted, it was a good service.
Yes. Right.
But you had to wait around 6 hours to be admitted.
Yes, that's right. Yes, okay. To be admitted to lay down.
Right.
To lay down even.
Right. And
right. So,
that's important, Hilda, because there's a plan at the moment. They're thinking about closing King George A&E in the evenings as preparation for closing it completely. So your experience suggests it's really very much needed.
Yes.
Can you roughly how long ago was this, Hilda? Did this happen?
Not very long. Wait a minute. Let me just get.
Oh, it doesn't matter.
Let me tell
3
you
months?
exactly, because that would be important, isn't it? Right. It's important to know exactly when it was. It was before I went on holiday. Because it was before I went on holiday. I don't know. Yes, I went in on the July the 10th on a Sunday.
Okay, well, thank you very much for that, Hilda. Is it okay to move on to the next thing? Now, you're saying you had a really positive experience with the
Now,
community
earlier
treatment.
in the year, I had a fall out of my front door.
Yeah.
I fell on my hands, and luckily it was on the grass, but I cut my face, my glasses were broken, and I was actually going to Alan Burgess Centre for a day out, but so at the door was Redbridge Transport, and Redbridge Transport said, shall I pick you up? And I said, no, leave me here, you know, because they pull you up and do damage. Yeah. So I said, no, leave me here. Perhaps you'll go round the corner and tell my lady who's on my button, lives round the corner, that I've had a fall. Right. So they did. Anyway, they rang 999, and the paramedics came and took me to Queen's. Right. They x-rayed my hands and discharged me. Right. As they discharged me, they gave me, as we were coming out, they gave me this what they gave my granddaughter who'd come to fetch me, this leaflet from the community treatment team, Barking and Dagenham, Havering and Redbridge. So that was on the Friday. On the Friday night, my daughter-in-law came to see to me to bed. Not that I needed it, but she thought it would be kind. And when she took my surgical stockings off, she found that I had a very bad gash on my shin. Being as I am 90 years old, gashes on shins are not very good. They can turn into ulcers. So on the Saturday morning, I rang the CTT people, and they were absolutely marvellous. He said, your blood pressure is up. He got in touch with my doctor here in my living room. He arranged for the district nurses to come and dress my leg. Absolutely superb treatment from these people, CTT people. That's all.
Yep, that's fine. That's really encouraging that the community treatment team are providing such excellent care and helping to keep things, stop things deteriorating and doing excellent work. There is the final experience, unfortunately, wasn't so good, was it? You was telling me you went to see your GP. Can you explain what happened when you went to see your GP, please?
Yes,
Hilda?
it was about a week ago, wasn't it? Wasn't last Wednesday. I saw you Wednesday, didn't I? The week before. When would that be? Andy?
July. It'll be in July, won't it?
No, it's August because I've been on holiday.
Oh, right. Early
August. It was. I came home on the 1st Wednesday.
Right.
It's not that. It's the 11th today, isn't it?
Yeah.
It was last Wednesday, the 3rd. 3rd of August.
3rd of August. Right. Okay.
The 3rd of August. Woke up. Can I talk?
Yeah, it's all on.
Woke up feeling very giddy, wobbly. And I thought, I don't feel very well. I know what, I'll get myself a cab and I'll take myself down to the medical centre, High Road, Chapel Heath, where my doctor is, and ask if perhaps my blood pressure is up.
Right.
I went into the reception area. 2 ladies behind the counter said, oh no, you couldn't possibly see a doctor today. Tomorrow? I said, but I feel ill now. No, couldn't possibly see anyone. So I said, well, what do you suggest I do? Well, you can go to Romford tonight if you like. I said, but I still feel lousy now. So I stood there, I said, I know what. Ring 999 and get paramedics take me to A&E. With that, somebody went off and said, well, you'll have to wait, but a doctor will see you later on. And he did. He wasn't very pleased with me, but he said, I have a inner ear.
Right.
And that I'd had medication, he was going to give me medication, and I'd had this medication about 15 years ago.
Right.
He could see it on my screen.
Right.
And I have been taking that medicine since. I think I feel better, but I'm not 100% anyway.
Right. So the medication that he gave you on the day, that improved?
Well, yes, better? I did. I'm not so wobbly as I was.
Right, good. So it was important that you got the medication there and then, because if you hadn't have got it, you might have fallen over, mightn't you?
I'm probably... I probably would have done. Right.
Because
I probably would have done.
Why I'm concerned about that, Hilda, is at the minute Queen's is turning away people if they turn up and they say that they need treatment and they think they can get that treatment with a GP, Queen's is turning away people and telling them to go and see a GP. Right.
That's it. End of conversation, yes?
Okay, we'll
one
finish.
Of the reasons...
Okay, so thanks very much, Hilda. I'm going to send... I'll do a summary of this and send it off to councillors, because I'm keen that we try and persuade the powers that be to do a bit more to keep the King George A&E open, scrap the plan to close that, more GPs in the area, and a big pat on the back to the
Very
NHS
much so
for the
them.
community treatment team being so good. And I'll just close it there. Is that okay?
Also,
Yeah.
when I say pat on the back, the district nurses were very good as
Right.
well.
Okay.
They came very regularly.
Right. Okay.
And they were good, you know.
Okay. Right. Well, thank you very much for that, Hilda. You've got my contact details if you ever need to.
And the reason why I got in touch with Andy Walker was because we'd known each other some time, and I know he was interested in keeping King George's open.
Right.
Also, he was interested in what was going on in the healthcare in this area, which is abominable.
Right. Okay. Well, that's very kind of you. Thank you very much, Hilda. I'll end it there. Brilliant. Thank you.